You are a bad person and you are racist. You can't use the excuse that you didn't know that he was going to do this because he ran on it. You can't use the excuse that you just don't want criminals in our country because you elected one to run it. You elected a felon to run our country. Immigrants are the backbone of America. They pick our fruit, they build our homes, and they are outstanding members of society. They do not commit more crime than American-born citizens, but clearly you do not care about crime because you voted for a criminal yourself. So let's call a spade a spade. You're racist. And you should be ashamed of yourself, and you should feel embarrassed. And you will lose friends over this decision. This will be in the history books, and you will be on the wrong side of history. You are a bad person. And I hope you have to live with that, and I hope it keeps you up at night. And I hope these tariffs f you in the ass. And to the people I know who voted for Trump, f you, we are not cool, we are not friends. I think you're stupid as shit.
But now that it's finally affecting your friends, your family, yourself, your husband, now you want to say something? Because obviously you can't have any empathy, unless it actually affects you. You keep saying that leftists are too emotional, they're snowflakes, that they have too much emotion for people. Have you ever thought about the fact that maybe you just don't know what empathy is? Maybe it's because you've never been loved in your life, so you don't know how to have compassion for other people. Maybe the radicalized people, the people who are too woke, maybe they just have kindness in their hearts.
Let's try a little thought experiment. Who do you think is a bigger problem in the United States? Illegal immigrants and gay people, or billionaires not paying taxes, corporations price gouging us so we can't afford food, and investment firms buying single-family homes so that they price us out of being able to buy a home? Which one do you think is the bigger problem? I'm so confused how the top 1% in the country convinced poor people that other poor people are their biggest problem.
Listen, I'm not a ace or a dime myself, so I don't like to come for other women's physical appearance, but I'm telling you right now, something about the quality of MAGA women's hearts makes them age like spoiled milk. Carolyn Leavitt, that new press secretary, she's 27 years old. Good for her for girl bossing it into the White House, which is a job, according to her own faith, that she shouldn't even be holding. Make that one make sense. And Laura Loomer being 31, don't even get me started. Ugh. Pretty hearts just age more gracefully, and you can see it on full display.
So I just found out that Coca-Cola was working with immigration, and they reported their own employees to immigration so they would get deported. Is that right, Coca-Cola? That's what you did? All right. Goodbye to you, motherfuckers. Pepsi it is. Pepsi drinker from here on out.
If one Social Security payment is missed, and I mean just one round of Social Security payments, if it does not hit bank accounts when it is supposed to, we will be in a very interesting place in this country. You don't f with the money. Elon Musk is f***ing with the money. And he's about to find out what happens when you f*** with the money.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
Trump just revoked the sensitive locations policy, which was a policy that prevented ICE from doing arrests and deportations in sensitive locations like hospitals and schools. So let's just talk about what that means, right? It means that this Trump administration and all of you who voted for him do not give a shit if people die because of their citizenship status. Protect life, who, where, not you guys. No, you want people to be afraid to access healthcare that they need because of their citizenship status. So f***ed up. You are fine with them dying of treatable and preventable causes because of their citizenship status. Disgusting. And many of you claim to be righteous Christians, and that is why you voted for Trump and the Republican Party. So just ask yourself, just think about what Jesus would say if he was like, we have to heal the sick, and you're like, wait, but they're not citizens here, so no. Come on. And then schools. So in other words, children. Children who will be afraid to go to school, afraid to access all of that opportunity that the U.S. has to offer because of their citizenship status, which is arguably not their fault and not their choice.
All I can say, I was a dumbass, voted for Trump only because of my beliefs. People around me encouraged it. I can think for myself, yes. But I felt at the time that was the better choice. Now I'm looking at it with everything going on. It was the worst decision I ever made. I wanted not to vote. But people said you won't be able to have a say in anything if you don't vote. I totally regret this. I shouldn't have voted at all.
Voted for Trump. I hope that all of the bad things that you wish for other people or that this administration intends to do to other people boomerangs back onto you, lands on you, your head, and all of your loved ones that voted for this as well, and has an insurmountable impact on your entire lineage for generations to come. And so it is.
So crisis averted. Canada and Mexico both have reprieves from tariffs. And I am just wondering if all those people on the right who for the last week or two have been telling us that tariffs are going to make us the richest, greatest country ever because they're this amazing thing for our economy, how it will inject $1 trillion a year into our economy, all the ways they were selling the tariffs as being this super important thing that we must do. But suddenly we must not. It's apparently they're not that important. And there's another thing that happened that might have had something to do with the tariffs. Yeah, this is what happened right before the deal was struck with Mexico and before the deal was struck with Canada. OPEC Plus said, no, we're not lowering oil prices.
I'm in San Juan, Puerto Rico right now, and I just ordered at a local restaurant, and I got a Modelo, and this local dude was like, is that a Modelo? That's an extra 25%. He smiled. I was like, I know, I am so sorry. I did not vote for that guy. Everywhere I go, people look at me, and I feel this need to tell them, that's not my fault. I'm not supporting that guy. I didn't vote for him. I'm sorry. It's embarrassing to be an American right now.
Some FAFO stores because that is basically the only thing that is keeping me going right now. So there's nothing more I love than f***ing around and finding out. So we have some family members who recently, this past year, switched to Obamacare, and they switched to Obamacare even though they had previously said that he was a Muslim and a communist and that his healthcare plan sucked. But they switched to it because they were doing this Christian healthcare plan in which everyone pays in and everyone gets the same amount. And the guy was like, it's not fair that someone who's making a bunch of money has to pay the same for their health insurance as I do when I don't make a bunch of money. And it's like, oh, damn, but you're so close. You're so close. You're right there. Anyways, so they switched to Obamacare, and now it's looking like with all these executive orders and things, there are talks of people losing that health care and them not being qualified if they signed up for it in the past year, which they have signed up for it in the past year. And aren't we just so sad for them? So sad. But it's almost like you f***ed around, and now you're finding out.
Donald Trump won the presidential election. Are you more excited or concerned?
I'm excited. I think he's going to cure cancer.
Really? Mm-hmm. What makes you think that?
I'm going to help him.
Okay. How are you going to do that?
I'm going to pray a lot and paint my truck pink with the purple stripe with the number 3, because apparently pink is just for breast cancer. Mm-hmm. I do like saving the tatas, but I got a couple mothers with cancer, so I want something that just represents all cancer. Pink, purple stripe, number 3 means I love cancer. I don't know what it does. I just love the people that have it because I've been there, I feel it, I'm praying for them.
The Heritage Foundation has done it again, y'all. Check out this lovely little article that I found the other day and prepare to be as angry as I was reading it. This article was written by J.P. Green, Ph.D., a senior research fellow at the Heritage Foundation, and Lindsay Burke, Ph.D., director of the Center for Education Policy, also at the Heritage Foundation. And let's not forget, the Heritage Foundation is the think tank responsible for developing Project 2025. Now, this lovely piece of work is talking about how they can restore fertility rates in America because we want to boost the population, right? They really want people to have families and have more children and do it at a younger age. And here's how they plan to go about doing that. They say we need to consider how existing government programs may be suppressing fertility rates and how reforming or eliminating those programs could make a significant difference. I was quite shocked to find out that those government programs that they were talking about are education, higher education to be exact. So here the article states people are more likely to have children if they start having families earlier and if they have religious convictions that make them think differently about the costs and benefits of raising children. And yet, current education policies push people to delay having families until they are much older and impose barriers to accessing religious education, both of which significantly reduce fertility rates. Oh yeah, that was the second thing, access to religious education. They say U.S. higher education policies provide enormous incentives for more people to attend universities, take longer to complete their degrees, select degrees with negative returns on investment, and pursue advanced degrees at much higher rates than if we did not have such programs. In particular, highly subsidized student loans encourage more people to enroll and remain in higher education longer than they would if they fully bore the cost of their schooling. You know, I just think this is one of the many reasons they want to dismantle the Department of Education, because among the other things that the Department of Education does, it administers federal student loan programs and federal student aid. Yeah, those things. Oh, and they say education policy also suppresses fertility by discouraging parents from choosing religious education in K-12 schools. Children who receive a religious education, they're more likely to hold stronger religious beliefs when they grow up. And adults who are more strongly attached to religion tend to have many more children, and that is the point. And they say religious something appears to encourage fertility by altering the cost-benefit calculations of having children. See, religious people see stronger benefits in having children and are less bothered by its expense, allowing religious parents more easily to redirect their limited funds away from other types of consumption and toward larger families, because that's what we want. More young people going into greater debt just to have larger families for the United States of America. But here's a real kicker. They ended the article with this statement. Just as the best way to stop getting deeper in a hole is to stop digging, the best way to promote fertility is to stop the government programs that discourage having babies. The first two policies we could discontinue are those that push people to remain in school longer than they otherwise would, and those that burden religious beliefs that make having babies more likely. So let's push these young women into families and marriages when they're very young. And we don't want them to continue going to college to get higher education and degrees and to learn how to fend for themselves and take care of themselves and learn what it is to be an independent woman and know that you don't need a man in your life. I don't want to need a man that I cannot survive without. I want to be able to survive without a man, but choose to have a man in my life because I don't want to live without them. Those are two very different things. And that is what I think many young people are realizing today. And I am all for it.
I just want to be clear about this. Sending an invading army into the Holy Land on a path of conquest is literal antichrist. Like, this is anti-Christ. Like, this is Book of Revelations. Okay? Battle of Armageddon and antichrist bullshit. Dude, this is straight up he checked off every fucking book, and not one of these fucking Baptist fucking big strong preachers wanted to get up and be like, oh yeah, no, this man is the fucking Antichrist. He is going to do a ethnic cleansing. He said that we are going to occupy and invade that place because, quote, it's not safe enough for the people there. So those people gotta leave because there's too many bombs laying around. He said it while standing next to the dude who dropped all the bombs. And that dude was smiling ear to ear as he listened to President Demon just be like, yeah, we're gonna send the military in there and we're gonna rebuild it. We're gonna it's on the water. beachfront prop. The land's great. It's the people who are terrible. This will fix everything. Everybody in the Middle East agrees with me. Oh yeah, but you think that everyone there's, oh buddy. So many people told me that they voted for him because he was anti-war, and he's about to kick off fucking Armageddon, dude. So fucking end times. Holy. Oh, you know what? Enjoy this Super Bowl party this weekend, y'all, because it might be the last one.
This is how I know that so many people in this world are brainwashed. There are currently so many workers right now going on strike because they want livable wages. Livable wages. I'm not talking about money to buy a yacht. I'm not talking about money to buy a mansion. I'm not talking about money to buy properties. I'm talking about money to live on, like to survive, so they can eat, so they can feed their families. Like right now, Amazon workers are currently asking for $30 an hour. Why shouldn't they have $30 an hour? Jeff Bezos makes billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. So $30 an hour isn't asking for too much. And there's people out there who say $30 an hour is crazy to move boxes. My thing is, they should pay McDonald's workers $30 an hour to flip burgers. Here's something that a lot of people fail to understand. At one point in time, the milkman, this man right here who delivered milk in a small truck, was able to afford to provide for an entire family by himself. Meaning one income as a milkman, he was able to pay for his housing, pay for food, pay for his wife to stay at home, and take care of the kids off one income as the milkman. Now, I'm aware at this point in the video, a lot of y'all gonna say, well, the price of living has gone up. I agree. So why aren't wages compensating the price of living? Why is it normalized for people to have 2 jobs and have a side hustle just to survive? Why is it that every household has to have damn near 3 different incomes just to stay above water? And some people have multiple incomes and are still drowning in bills, are still trying to survive. And yet our society is so brainwashed thinking that we the people don't deserve more, and I am not comprehending nor understanding why are you feeling this way? Why is it okay for rich people to have multi-million-dollar yachts, multi-million-dollar mansions? They have beach houses, vacation houses that they don't even stay at. They just own it just to say they own it. And instead of people waking up and saying this isn't right, there are people out there who are genuinely envious, and they're so envious that they want to become one of these people who own multiple yachts, who own multiple mansions, who own multiple properties in this way that they don't even use. The point of this video is just me simply telling you, I'm not talking about money to buy a yacht. I'm not talking about money to buy a mansion. I'm not talking about money to buy properties. I'm talking about money to live on, like to survive, so they can eat, so they can feed their families. Like right now, Amazon workers are currently asking for $30 an hour. Why shouldn't they have $30 an hour? Jeff Bezos makes billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. So $30 an hour isn't asking for too much. And there's people out there who say $30 an hour is crazy to move boxes. My thing is, they should pay McDonald's workers $30 an hour to flip burgers. Here's something that a lot of people fail to understand. At one point in time, the milkman, this man right here who delivered milk in a small truck, was able to afford to provide for an entire family by himself. Meaning one income as a milkman, he was able to pay for his housing, pay for food, pay for his wife to stay at home, and take care of the kids off one income as the milkman. Now, I'm aware at this point in the video, a lot of y'all gonna say, well, the price of living has gone up. I agree. So why aren't wages compensating the price of living? Why is it normalized for people to have 2 jobs and have a side hustle just to survive? Why is it that every household has to have damn near 3 different incomes just to stay above water? And some people have multiple incomes and are still drowning in bills, are still trying to survive. And yet our society is so brainwashed thinking that we the people don't deserve more, and I am not comprehending nor understanding why are you feeling this way? Why is it okay for rich people to have multi-million-dollar yachts, multi-million-dollar mansions? They have beach houses, vacation houses that they don't even stay at. They just own it just to say they own it. And instead of people waking up and saying this isn't right, there are people out there who are genuinely envious, and they're so envious that they want to become one of these people who own multiple yachts, who own multiple mansions, who own multiple properties in this way that they don't even use. The point of this video It's just me simply telling you all who aren't awake yet to wake up. Look around. Think. And then speak.
I begged you guys not to vote for him. I told you he was gonna take my VA, and y'all told me I was fucking crazy and didn't listen, and I can't work. I need my disability and my health care. I'm gonna end up on the street, and then I'm probably gonna go to jail because they want to criminalize homelessness. So how is it that I go overseas and I fight for you, and then you voted that monster in, and now I'm gonna probably go to jail because they want to criminalize me for being poor? Why would you do that? Why?